Nice. You guys obviously had kind of a tough night at the plate tonight. Going up to that for that last at bat, did you change anything in your approach?
Yeah, I mean, right there, I was just trying to put the bat on the ball, especially 2 strikes. I mean, I knew that if I could at least make contact, I'd have a decent chance of, moving guys over, scoring them. But it was definitely different from the previous at bats, where those are kind of more of a, swing hard and hopefully go somewhere far. But definitely got to make a little change there.
Con?
Andrew, I guess different players have different reactions when the guys in front of them are intentionally walked. I guess when you saw Wes take first and you're going up to bat, what was going through your head there, and just how good did that hit feel for you?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of figured it happened. Wes is hitting almost 700 still. He might be hitting more than 700. It was somewhere around that range, but I kind of expected it. And like I said, I was just wanted to hit the ball. I knew if I just made solid contact, that something good would happen. So.
Did you think that ball was going to get down when?
Well, at first I thought I was going to get down, and then I saw center fielder start going back, and the ball just kept rising, and I was like, oh gosh! And I saw him dive, and it was slow motion, and I see it tip off the top of his glove, and I knew we won at that moment.
Joe Gorchow?
Andrew, we all know what this rivalry means to so many people. So when you deliver in a big moment like that, what does it mean to you, knowing the significance of this rivalry in this state?
Yeah, I mean, it means a lot more, just because, there's so many more people that are invested in it, and our fans, are super supportive, no matter who we play. But I know that this series means so much to so many people, and being from Florida, I really didn't get that have any exposure to that until I got here. But it means a lot, just because I know that it affects so many people.
John Whittle?
How challenging is it for hitters when not only are you facing an All-American caliber pitcher, but you also have to deal with a really large strike zone like that? There were a lot of strikeouts tonight, but how difficult is that for you guys when you all go up to the plate with that zone?
Yeah, I mean, it's something that, we knew was going on first time through. It was a big zone, and, and it's something that we probably could have done a little better job at managing. But, you just got to, if he's calling it out like he was today, he's got to scoot up on the plate. And, they were, for the most part, they were living away. So, that's something that we got to get together as a group of hitters and discuss and try to make an adjustment, because I mean, we did strike out too many times today, and you can't credit all of that to a big zone, but it's something that we should have done a little bit better job at, but it worked out.
Dick Cox?
When you dodged the bullet in the top of the inning, did you feel like the momentum had swung, and that with the top of the lineup coming up in the bottom of the inning, that you had a good chance to win it? Yeah, no, I really did. They had, I think, 2 guys on with no outs, and George and Jeff made that double play, and it at that moment there was definitely a big momentum shift, I thought, and we were confident in our lineup, especially at the top, and Brady has that huge double, and once he did that, I think we all got a really good feeling that we'd be walking off that inning.
Colin?
Andrew, what does it say about a guy like Will Sanders, a freshman that can come in and do what he did in that game? What were the emotions like in the top of the inning seeing him do that?
Yeah, it says a lot about the kid. I mean, everyone knows the kind of person he is, and just being kind of a nice guy. But it's cool to see him out there and show some guts and show just big time competitiveness. Being clutch, and that's something that he proved that today, and that we'll be using for weeks and months to follow.
And I guess Coach Kingston praised you guys after the Sunday game against Dayton about not panicking when the game got tight late. And what was the mood like in the ninth when you guys give up the lead there? And what was the mood there as you get into extras?
Yeah, I mean, the mood was, a little disappointment, but I wouldn't say that there was any worry. I think we were all, pretty confident that, our pitchers would hold them and our hitters would eventually get it done. It took a little longer than we would have liked, but we felt good, and I don't think anyone was ever too anxious. I mean, no, I won't say that. I was anxious. We were definitely anxious, but I mean, we never felt like we were out of it. That's for sure.